right, Pops.
Yeah.
We're in the Genesis GV70 2022 3.5 turbo.
3.5 liter V6 twin turbo.
Twin turbo.
Yeah. Produces 375 horsepower and 391 feet-pound of torque.
It's a lot of torques.
That gets you off the line a little bit. It's supposed to, anywho.
So talk to me.
Yeah.
How easy was it to get into this vehicle? Actually, more importantly, what is the likelihood you ever get out of this car?
Well, it's easy to get into and easy to get out of. Okay, I can tell you that. And I've driven it for a little bit. And I will be delighted to get out of it for good. Not that it's a bad vehicle. It doesn't appear to be a bad vehicle. It's just, it is, so far, for me, the least intuitive vehicle I've ever been in when it comes to working all the gadgets and figuring out how anything works.
It's also like the most talkative vehicle I think either of us have ever been in before. We were just driving before we turned on the cameras, and literally the car in front of you pulls away and it starts beeping at you.
Yes.
You start turning, it starts beeping at you.
Yeah. There's a lot of beeps.
But I like that. It's a lot of safety features.
I think it's predominantly for older people who tend to doze off at stoplights.
I think it's
and
for
so
people who text.
when cars take off in front of you, it's its way of saying, "Hey, you son of a gun! It's time to wake up."
It is texter mode. It is absolutely texter mode.
Yeah.
You want to text on your phone, but the car in front of you, beeping at you.
Yeah.
But you can turn. To be clear, you can turn all these things on and off. There's an incredible amount of settings. I think that's what's intimidating about this car, Dad. Is there's so many settings.
Well, there are an incredible amount of settings. The hardest part about the settings is figuring out, I don't know, how to get to the settings. When we were driving the car before and we were listening to the radio, it was just an inordinate amount of bass. And it took, I don't know, a good 5 to 8 minutes to figure out where to go within all the settings to get to the tone qualities of the playback on the radio.
So, Pops, as a 70-year-old getting into a new car for the first time, talk to me about some of the things that you may have noticed initially, like the quality of the finish, things like that. Like, you've been in thousands of cars? Easily thousands of cars.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Fit and finish, the textures, the dials, how's everything feel? I
love the dashboard. I love the leather dashboard with the contrast red stitching running across it. It's very exciting and very appealing. The diamond patterned leather seats is lovely. Reminds me a lot of my Mini because I have that in my Mini.
Yeah.
But just so far, the fit and finish, I mean, this particular vehicle has 5,298 miles on it, and the fit and finish seems quite high. The quality of the materials, the feel of the leather, the textures on some of the rotating pieces here seems really rather nice. We noticed when we were in a parking garage, you can adjust the ambient lighting to different colors, and it shows through on the door panels. It's in many ways, it's really an extremely attractive vehicle.
So talk a little bit there about the pickup, because you put the pedal down just a touch.
I hardly put the pedal down. I mean, the car's got good pickup.
Yeah.
It's an 8-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't shift quite as smoothly as I thought it would.
There are different drive modes. Have you played around with the drive modes at all? No.
Do
you want me to
where would one go to find the drive mode?
Okay, people typically
drive mode. It says drive mode. There's a button right here on the console that says drive mode.
Like, that's a few of the things I feel like Genesis did well in this car, in this SUV, is that a lot of people really miss physical buttons. So, for example, you want to do your air conditioning on-off, there's a physical button for that. You want to do the temperature, there's a physical button for that. Yeah. Heated and cooled seats, there isn't a physical button for that. Audio key. All sorts of audio cues.
Oh, God.
So there are a lot of audio cues in the Genesis, and I think it's worth noting you can turn them on, you can turn them off. We currently have them turned on. It's pretty funny, obviously, having them on. There are no massaging seats. That is something to bear in mind. You do get those in some of the comparable luxury SUVs at this, not necessarily at this price point, but...
Well, yeah, because these started just a tad over $53,000.
Yeah. But if you're comparing it or cross-shopping it to some of the German players in the space, maybe like the GL series that Mercedes has, or the X series that BMW has.
Is this more comparable to the X3 or the X5?
The X3. I think the X5 is going to be more cross-shopped with the GV80, or potentially, and then the GV90 compared more to the X7.
Yes.
All right, so talk to me about when you first got into the car, Dad, putting it in gear, things like that. To, full disclosure for those that are watching this video, we were in a parking garage and my dad was accidentally in reverse as we were trying to leave. So talk a little bit about putting the car in gear and all that fun stuff.
Well, you have a rotating dial on the center console, and you rotate, I guess, in the direction you want to go. If you want to put it in reverse, you'd rotate to your left. You want to put it in drive, you'd rotate to your right. You want to put it in park when you're stopped, you just have a P button to hit, and it automatically puts the car in park.
Yeah.
I did not put the parking brake on, so I don't know how you put it on or turn it off, but I see a little button that indicates P for parking, so I'm assuming that's the parking brake. And then, your typical dials on the dashboard for setting your interior temperatures is a dual zone climate control system. So the passenger can control what they want as a temperature setting, and I can control what I want. Or you could just make it one if you wanted to.
Yep. You also have a heated steering wheel. How's the wheel feel in your hands?
Somebody once said the feel of the wheel seals the deal, buddy. And so this deal's not sealed, but it feels good. Oh,
do you think with some coaching and whatnot, you'd get comfortable in this type of environment?
You were going to need probably, if you purchase one of these vehicles, a delivery specialist to probably spend about an hour to an hour and a half with you going over everything. And what we used to do at Mini and BMW is we would have a second date, so to speak, where we would invite the customer to come back and do a second delivery. Because, truth be told, you spend an hour and a half doing the first delivery, and people really, at the end of the buying experience, don't have the mental capacity to really take everything
in. 0.1 miles, speed camera ahead, 28 miles per hour speed limit.
So that they're just an awful, quite a bit of tech that you need to fully understand, and I don't. I did look in the glove box before, and the owner's manual is about 2.5 inches thick. I'm surprised they didn't put that on a flash drive or something. But yeah, I don't know how you ever get used to the right lane, left lane, make a left. I don't know how you ever get used to how everything works in this car. My supposition is it would be a lot like my Mini, where I just know how the basic stuff works and the stuff that I would use on a regular basis. But there's just way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks damn good.
Oh my God! And it rides nice.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that.
I will say it rides very nice. I have no idea what the comfort level would be for somebody in the back seat, but I can tell you from the driving position, at least my driving position, I'm enjoying it. All in all, I'd say it's really a very nice car, very lovely car. But
there you go. Yeah, it's got some pickup.
Oh my God, folks!
I put me in the back of my seat a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This guy's going to stop. Good thing I slowed down. Yeah, no, it has real good pickup. It really does. And I could see if this was like an everyday driver, I probably wouldn't mind driving it. I just feel like there's just way too much tech for a 70-year-old person.
Snow, Comfort, Sport Plus.
Oh, do Sport Plus.
Okay.
Jesus. Stop it. Don't go. No, don't do that, please. Don't.
I'm not going that fast.
No, really. I don't want to pull a Tiger Woods.
I'm not pulling a Tiger. That's too soon. GV70 Pops. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like, between you and me, I used to drive a Volvo. You have your Mini.
Yeah.
I'm thinking at this price point, I mean, the unfortunate reality is these cars are not selling for MSRP right now.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about the Genesis.
I don't know, Dad. I think the day supply right now for Genesis nationally is what, around 10? 12? It's under 20.
I know when we looked when we did the show today, it was like a 12-day supply in our area.
Okay, so there's not a lot of GV70s for sale.
Yeah.
So just the idea of getting a deal on one of these right now is going to be really challenging. I think when I did the search within 50 miles of where we were, there were like 12.
Okay.
New and used.
Yeah.
So you're going to be hard-pressed to find one. So I don't think you're going to be buying this at a $53,000 price point. You're going to be buying this probably out-the-door price is going to be north of 60, especially when you start putting options and things like that on.
Yeah, but when you consider, for instance, like I don't know what this car MSRP for. I did look through the glove box and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, this one, we don't know the exact specs on it, but yeah.
I couldn't find the original Monroney label, which I would have liked to have found. And I would imagine this one's dialed up a little more than the average.
We got red seatbelts, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's to match the red contrasting stitching on the leather.
Probably got to pay for that.
Yeah, your leather dashboard. But my point is that probably even a base one at $53,000 is pretty well equipped. It might not have everything that this particular vehicle has.
And I just actually put on like the lane keep assist just to give it a quick test here. So it's actually like the car's driving itself right now.
Yeah.
And I got no foot on the gas and I got no hands on the pedals. Like Genesis has done a pretty good job. Like your Mini doesn't come with that type of tech.
No.
It does have adaptive cruise control, but you and I
both know that it doesn't work all that well.
Keep hands on steering wheel. So that actually went for about 15-20 seconds without my hands on the wheel. That was
and then it said, no, this is not a good thing that somebody's driving the car without their hands on the steering.
But it is nice. I mean, they have a good system for the adaptive cruise and the lane keep assist. Your Mini has the adaptive cruise. I really don't think that's even comparable. The BMWs, obviously, at similar price points have the lane keep assist, but the Genesis one, I think, is pretty well respected within the industry. Like, it's pretty good. We'll be on the highway here in a minute. We can test it out there. Now, Pops, another comparison back to other vehicles that are in this category, the cargo space. I know we had the trunk open earlier, and we were taking a peek. I've got my coat back there. We've got a few other things back there. For me, I was kind of surprised. Like, there's a lot of trunk space back there. You could fit, how many golf bags do you think you could fit back there?
At least 4.
At least 4?
Yeah.
Would you take this car to Costco? That's a serious question.
Yeah, just to be able to load it up with toilet paper and paper towels, yeah, absolutely.
But it would fit your haul.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it, say, a U-Haul, but it would fit my haul. Yeah, I mean, this would be a great vehicle for Costco trips or, like glamping.
What do you know about glamping?
Well, I know well enough that if I ever did go camping, it would have to be glamping. And I know pretty much that you're not taking this vehicle and saying, hey, let's load it up with the tents and we're going to take this off-roading and go camping. But maybe it would, I don't know. But there seems to be an ample enough space to be able to do all that.
Going through a twisty section here, I mean, this handles pretty nicely as well. I thought the steering was a little heavy. Did it feel that way to you?
I thought it felt a little light, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
One of us has been going to the gym and the other hasn't.
Well, one of us dates a personal trainer and one of us doesn't.
Incredibly comfortable in here.
Yes.
I feel like one thing that I'm noticing as I'm in it that I don't particularly love, to be honest. I have good line of sight.
Yeah.
I don't know where the car ends. And I can't.
You can't see it.
I can't see it.
Oh, well, you have a pretty good idea. Is it? You know what I didn't notice?
What's that?
For the what's that thing called? The telescopic steering wheel.
We'll have to take a peek.
Yeah, I didn't look on the steering wheel because I didn't adjust the steering wheel. But there must be a button on the left side, I'm assuming.
There is. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Now it's coming down. Now it's coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Now it's coming forward.
Yeah.
It's kind of intuitive.
Well, that's about the only thing that's intuitive on this car.
So I put the car back in sport mode just for a second because you could actually hear the engine sound different, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
they do pump that in.
And we did find a setting within the settings that you could adjust the sound of the engine if you liked.
Yeah, you can make it louder. You can make it quieter.
Yeah. The center console doesn't really have a whole lot of storage in it. It does have a coin thingy. Coin thingy. Okay. Now, wait, don't turn it off yet. Try and put on a parking brake. Which one puts it on? I would assume that.
No, that's going to be some parking alert.
Well, then what's that? Well, how do you put on the parking brake?
That's your parking camera.
Oh, that's my parking camera. Well,
That's your auto hold. So if you're stopped at a...
where the hell's the parking brake?
Maybe you hold down extra long?
I mean, you would think it would have a parking brake.
Awesome.